What is up, guys? It's Cube Nation here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to solve the Rubik's Cube. Let's begin. Now, solving the Rubik's Cube is super simple. I have made a previous video, but I did delete it because I wasn't really happy with it. So I decided to make a remake. So if you guys see my previous videos, I normally don't have this green background. But I just decided to add it, and just in case it might help you concentrate more on the cube more. But please tell me in the comments whether you like the green or I should just take it out and show the background. But anyways, let's move on to the first step. Now the first step in solving your Rubik's Cube is to make the white cross. I just recommend you normally start with white because it's always easier to start with. But you can choose any color you want. I do recommend white though. Okay, so the first step you want to do is to make the white cross. And the way you do that is to make the white cross on the yellow side. I am using Red KB's tutorial, and you can check that out in the description below. But anyways, you want to make the white cross on the yellow side. Sorry, it's not focusing. You want to make the white cross on the yellow side. Now, what you want to do is just put this yellow just like there. So here's an example. So this is what you want to do, and I'll show you some cases. Okay, now let's say there's a case of something like this, where you can put this up on the yellow, but if you put this up, this will get knocked out, and you don't want that. So the way you can do it is, as you can see here, there's 3 white edges of where they belong, but there's one empty edge right here. So what you want to do is you just want to move it towards here. So when you open this up and put it on the yellow, so when you open this up, there's room here, so when you move this up, it'll be on the yellow center. Sorry, I'm stuttering a bit. But yeah, so same thing here. Well, if you go up, this gets knocked out. So what you want to do is you want to turn this way, so when this goes up, it won't hurt any of these edges, but just replace this non-white edge and replace it. So yeah, the next case, okay, before I move on to the next case, all of these are intuitive. If you don't know what that means, it means you can just do it without any algs, just using your own mind to know how to solve this. But another case is where this bottom edge needs to go up the top over here. So when you move this bottom edge up, it'll be up there, but then it'll knock out this bottom edge. So what you want to do, instead of moving that bottom edge up here, it's the same thing as before. You want to move it to where the non-matched edge is at the top and the matched edge is at the bottom. So when you move this up, it won't hurt any of these edges, but just replace this edge. And that should solve it. Another case is where this edge is supposed to be flipped, but none of these, and all of these are solved. It doesn't have to be solved, but if this is flipped, you just want to move it to any side, either the right or the left. I'm moving it to the right, and you see it's now the case I mentioned earlier. This can go up, but if you move this up, it'll hurt this. So you want to turn this to where it's an unmatched edge, and where this can go up here. Now guys, I'm not going to mention any more cases, but if you do have trouble, check out Red KB's channel and link in the description. So yeah, but anyways, let's move on. So I'm just going to show you a walkthrough of how to solve this. So I'm moving this up here. Moving this up here. This is already solved. Finding the next edge, it's up here. Empty space. Now the next step is to actually make the white cross. Now how you do that is to just pick any white edge. So I'm picking white and blue. And you want to move the edge that's not the white and move it to its center. For example, this is a white and a blue. You want to move this blue, since it's not the white, it's the blue. You want to move this blue to its corresponding center. This is orange. here's blue. So once you put the blue there and it's all matched up, you just want to turn the front face 190 degrees. So what that does is matches the edges and centers and matches the white. So let's move on to the next one. So here's a white and a green, and it's already matched with its center. So what you want to do is just want to put it down on the bottom so it matches up with the white. Same thing for this one. White, red. Move the red to its corresponding center. Oh, red. And you would just want to put it 180 degrees and put it in there. Okay, last one. Here's white, orange. It's in the match edge, so just put it down. There are no cases for this, so this is pretty simple, and let's move on. The next step is to put the corners in. So you want to look at the top layer, make sure white is always at the bottom. Look at the top layer to find a corner piece that's something like this. You don't want to find a corner piece that's at the top and it's pointing upwards, the white's pointing upwards. You want to find a corner piece that can face you. So what you want to do is you want to move this to its corresponding place. This is white, blue, red, and you want to move it to the white, blue, red. So here it is. Here's a white, here's the blue, here's the red. So what you want to do is, here's case number 1. If the corner is on the right side of where it's supposed to be, you want to move this corner to the left. Move this side up and move this corner back. And after that, you just want to put this corner back down. Now let's find the second one. Here it is. Now you just want to match it up with its corner. So here it is. White, white, green, green, orange, orange. So let's do this. So what you want to do is you want to put this, since it's on the right, you want to move it to the left, move this right side up, move this back, move it back down, and that inserts the edge or corner. Here's the second case. It's where there are no other corners facing you, and there's a corner at the top. What you want to do is you want to just do the same thing and move it to its corresponding corner, place. But this time, this is going to be a green, but it's going to be flipped. This is a red, and it's going to be flipped. So basically, this is supposed to be here, this is supposed to be here, but it's still in the corresponding spot. So what you want to do is you want to put it above the place it's supposed to be, and you just want to do this. If this is at the top, and you want to move it down here, and it's at the right, you want to just move this up, so this top corner goes there. You want to do a U2, so it's down here, and you want to push this back down. Now it's facing you, so you can just put it to where it belongs. Now here's the third case. If it's on the left side and it belongs here, you want to move it to the right, move the left side up, put this back, and move this back down. And that's now here's the last case. It's when this corner is at the bottom. Now what you want to do if it's at the bottom is just move it out, which is simple. So since it's up here, since it's at the right, you just want to move the right side up, push this out with a U, and move this back down. Same thing here, you want to move it to where it belongs. It's on the left, so you want to move it to the right. Move this up, move this right to the left, and move it back down, and that should solve the first layer. Now guys, we are going to move on, but if you have noticed, I did skip some. So for example, when something like this happens, when you need to put in another corner, you just want to do the same thing. Just push it out, move it to where it's supposed to be. It's on the right, so you move it something like that. Same thing with this one, just put it in, and yeah. So, there are some other cases, but that should be solved in intuition, because all of those I did technically mention, because the rest of the cases are just the inverse of what I just did. So if I did something that's supposed to be on the right side and it's on the left, you just do the opposite. So right, let's say you need to put this in here. If it's on the left, you just put it like that. So it's inverse. So yeah, let's move on. Okay, so the next step is to solve the edges. So what you want to do is you want to look at the top layer once again and find an edge without a yellow. Why yellow, you ask? Because the opposite of white is yellow. So you don't want to find an edge that's the opposite color. So the opposite of green would be blue, the opposite of red would be orange, the opposite of white is yellow. So you don't want to find a yellow edge. And you want to look at the top layer. So here's one, a red and a blue. So what you want to do is you want to move it to its corresponding center, once again. And here's the first case. If this edge needs to go over here, there's an out for this. Now, I did not mention notation yet, and I will right now. So, R would be moving the right side clockwise. Okay? R prime would be moving the right side counterclockwise. F would be moving the front side clockwise. F prime would be moving the front side counterclockwise. L prime would be moving the left side counterclockwise. L would be moving the left side clockwise. U, same thing, it moved the top layer clockwise. U prime would be moving the top layer counterclockwise. D would be moving the bottom layer clockwise. D prime would be moving the bottom layer counterclockwise. B would be moving the back layer clockwise. And B prime would be moving the back layer counterclockwise. So yeah, that's all the notations you need to know. That's basically the basic notations. So yeah. So if you see a letter with an apostrophe, so something like this, it's on the screen, then that means it's prime. If you just see a letter, something like this, it's on the screen, then that means it's a normal one, so you put it clockwise. If you see an apostrophe one, then it's counterclockwise. So yeah, let's move on. So once you put it in the corresponding center, you want to look at the top. This is a blue. So which side does the blue go to? The right side or left side? So you see this blue. On the right side, it's a green. So that's not what we want, since the center corresponds what side it goes to. You want to move this to the left, because this is a blue and the blue center is here. So when you go to the left, here's the algorithm. U prime, L prime, U, L, U, F, U prime, F prime, and that should put that edge in. Next case is where when you put this edge in with its corresponding center, and it needs to go to the right. When you need to go to the right, here's the algorithm. U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F. And that should put that edge in. Now in a case where there is no non-yellow edge, and it's all in these slots, you just want to take the slots out. For example, we want to take this slot out, which is on the right. So you just pick any edge at the top and just do the algorithm that makes this go to the right. The algorithm is, once again, U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F. And that should take the edge out. Same thing, if it's on the left, you just want to do the left algorithm. Just take the edge out. That should put it in. Now guys, I think I mentioned everything for the second layer. Now let's move on to making the yellow cross. Now, this is pretty intuitive. So, yeah. So there are a few cases. So case number 1 looks something like this, where there are no yellow edges at the top and only the yellow center. When something like that happens, it doesn't matter how you hold it, just make sure the yellow's at the top, white's at the bottom. You just want to do the algorithm F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And that should put 2 edges up. And when 2 edges are up, you want to hold one where it's pointing you and one that's pointing to the right. Then you do the same algorithm. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And that should put two edges up still, but make a bar. Don't worry if any corners are up, because they don't affect anything in the cross making. Sorry. So you want to put it where these 2 edges are on the left and right, and just do the same algorithm. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And that should make the cross. Now, this is going to be easily the most confusing step out of all. Not because the algorithms are hard, but because you need to know the positioning. So, when you do this algorithm, it's going to solve all of the yellow side. Not in one algorithm, but in a few algorithms. So, when you do the algorithm, this corner is going to stay always the bottom right corner. No matter how you position it, it's always going to be the bottom right corner that's going to stay put. The rest of them are going to move clockwise. So this is going to turn that way. This one is also going to turn that way. This one is also going to turn clockwise. So all of them are going to turn clockwise. So of course you want to know which positioning you want. So in this case, if you do this positioning, this is going to stay, so this corner isn't going to move. This corner is going to move clockwise. So you want to turn this, it's going to turn that way. So it's going to solve that corner. So this is going to move up. This is going to move clockwise, so it's going to turn, but the yellow is just going to be back here. This is going to move here, and it's not going to go up. The aim of the game you want to do is to only put one corner that is facing up. So far, we have that. Since this corner doesn't move, this corner is going to go up, this corner is at the back, and this corner is going to move here. We're only going to have one corner that's going to be up. So, you want to hold it like this and do this algorithm. R prime, U, 2, R, U, R prime, U, R. And that should put one corner up. I'm just going to show you a few cases you might get into. But here's the second case. And in this case, you just want to look at the positioning once again. So this is going to stay, so this is going to stay up. This is going to move here. Sorry, not focusing camera. This is going to move here. And this is going to move up here. So this is going to stay, this is going to move away, this is going to stay up. You don't want that because this corner is just going to stay. So if we do this algorithm, two of these corners are going to be up, and we don't want that. So let's turn the cube. This corner is going to stay, this corner is going to move away, this corner is going to stay up, this corner is going to move away. And that's only one corner up. So we can do the algorithm, same algorithm. R prime, U2. R, U, R prime, U, R. And that should put the corner up. Now guys, there are other cases, but I think you get the main point. This corner, the bottom right corner stays. These rest move clockwise. So once you get one corner up, you always want to put that one corner at the bottom right. Now just keep doing the algorithm. R prime, U2, R, U, R prime, U, R. Bottom right. And that should solve it. You just want to do it at least 2 times. It's only going to be at least 2 times. Either once or twice. Normally it's going to be twice, but if it's once, you are lucky. So yeah, that's how you solve the yellow layer. Here's the final step. The PLL, permuting last layers. So you want to look around the cube for something called headlights. Headlights look something like this. 2 of the same colors and 1 different edge color. Now, if you do find a headlight, you want to put that at the back. And once it's at the back, you want to do this algorithm. R prime, F, R prime, B2, R, F prime, R prime, B2, R2. There's a case where there are no headlights. Then it doesn't matter how you hold them, you just want the yellow up, white at the bottom, do the same algorithm. R prime, F, R prime, B2, R, F prime, R prime, B2, R2. And that should create a headlight, and just do the algorithm, same thing. Case where all of them are headlights, same thing. Doesn't matter how you hold them, do the same algorithm. Now it creates a headlight, put the headlights at the back, same algorithm. Okay, I forgot to mention this case, but sometimes there will be just a full side, nothing else solved. This is the headlight stage. You just want to put the full side at the back, and just do the algorithm. Same algorithm, R prime, F, R prime, B2, R, F prime, R prime, B2, R2. Okay, so once you do that, it should lead you to this. One full side, and all of these edges over here. So what you want to do is you want to put the full side at the back, and just keep doing this algorithm. R, U prime, R, U, R, U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R2. It seems like it didn't do anything, but it did. So just do it again. R, U prime, R, U, R, U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R2. Now guys, that should solve your Rubik's Cube. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this helped. This might be a bit confusing, but I hope it helped. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and bye. This is Cube Nation. Peace out.